MEC Debbie Schäfer. Thank you so much, MEC, for your time. Now, I was just saying now to Dudu that the Western Cape is one of those provinces which will always be part of the top 3, or has at least been part of the top 3 nationally. Talk to us about how it got to that figure, the figure that we have this year.
Yes, we obviously always aiming to be at the top. Everyone does. But as I always said, even when we were number 1, the most important thing for us is that we have a good retention rate from grade 10 to 12, so that we don't get a higher percentage by having fewer learners in the system, but we actually get a real higher percentage and a quality path. So for us, this year is extremely good. Our retention rate is higher than it's ever been from grade 10 to 12. It's at 70% now. In addition to that, we had 6,000 additional learners writing this year compared to last year, and we had COVID for the last 2 years. And notwithstanding that, we have gone up by 1.3 percentage points, which is hugely significant. Also, we've hit that over 80% mark again, which we just slipped below last year, which was disappointing. So combine that all together, it's a phenomenal performance. But we've also increased our bachelor's pass percentage to 45.3%, which is the highest percentage in the country. And it's also the highest we've ever had. In addition to that, we've got our 2 districts in the top 10, Eden Central Karoo and Metro North, which is fantastic. And we've got the top learner in the country, the top 3 in Quintile 5, and the top 3 in mathematics in the country. So we really are delighted, and huge congratulations must go to everyone who made this possible. It's a real team effort, right from school level up to the department head office level. District directors, all our teachers who put in so much extra effort, parents who supported their children, and of course our learners who really have pulled out all the stops and worked really hard.
Speaking about the support staff, the teachers and the principals, I was speaking to the principal here, Mr. Henry, and he highlighted some of the issues and the challenges that some of the students here have had, the pregnancy rate in the country and also in the province, and the fact that they also had a number of pupils falling pregnant. There was also issues around social challenges that faced this particular area of Kraaifontein, this farming area, and the issue of drugs in the Western Cape we know is quite prevalent in the communities around here. How do you navigate around these challenges as a department?
Yes, this is not an easy community at all. I think drugs is unfortunately problematic around the country nowadays, which is disappointing also. But for a community like this to have done so well makes it even extra significant because of the difficulties that they do face. And I think this school also, it's not only increased by 34.5 percentage points on its own. It's the high. It's what it has, but it is also the highest improvement in the province. So for a community like this to have that kind of performance, it also serves as an inspiration to other communities of a similar nature, that it is possible. And I think some of the problems we have is that learners don't necessarily believe that it is possible. And that's part of what we're doing is to change that attitude. Is we have a Transform to Perform program, which has got as part of that program is a growth mindset program, which is working. We started off working particularly with matrics, so that people who have self-belief issues can overcome those. And very often it does translate into improved results. We've seen that happening. So that certainly is something we're doing. And for many years now, we've also been allocating resources that, even though they are dwindling and problematic, we allocate resources on a pro basis. And we've seen an incredibly pleasing improvement since 2008 when the NSC started. We've seen a really good improvement in the difference between the pass rates of Quintile 1 to 3 schools and Quintile 4 schools and Quintile 5 schools. Basically, I think between 1 to 3 and 5 is half the difference. So we really are putting a lot of effort into equalizing the disparities in our province, and I'm delighted to see that it's paying off.
Well, thank you so much for your time. The MEC for Education in the Western Cape, Debbie Schäfer, touching on the achievements of this province, as well as some of the challenges that they are facing. You may know that every single time that the police minister releases the crime statistics nationally, the Western Cape is one of those provinces where you see high gang criminal activity, including drug use, and these are the kind of challenges that pupils are surrounded with. And also, given the fact that there have been a number of pupils who fell pregnant at this particular high school, so they've been able to then increase their percentage in terms of the pass rate compared to the previous class of 2020, and that's a great achievement given all these circumstances. But yeah, that's where we leave it for now. with the Western Cape's results?